I done took too many L's, told my niggas wins only, yeah. Wins only, yeah. Wins only, yeah. Wins only. I done took too many L's, told my niggas wins only.
Alright, what's up guys? It's Candor Culture here. Today we're just gonna hop right in. I wanna know from you guys, in terms of your dinner style, I know for myself, growing up, it was at the dinner table, you would share, how your day went. At that time, it was how was school. It just kind of opened the door for communication. So I want to know from you guys in today's time, what your dining styles look like.
I mean, I think I can speak for most families now. Like, I mean, when you have kids, yeah, you sit at the dinner table, everybody sit down and eat. But as your kids grow up, I mean, everybody not sitting at the dinner table. Somebody over there watching TV, sitting down eating. Somebody at the table, somebody in the kitchen. Teenagers, they in their room eating. So it's not really a family-oriented thing anymore. But yeah, I think I speak for most families that everybody's not sitting at the dinner table eating like we in the 70s or the 80s. So yeah.
What's your birthday?
For me, I came up the same way. We used to eat dinner at the table because one parent would have cooked and then the other was able to get home. We all sit down and ate. But nowadays, if I do, since it's just me and Elena, like if I do cook a meal where I said there's slating up a pot, we're gonna sit to the table and eat. But for the most part, she's either at the table and I'm running around doing a slew of other things because we don't really eat at the same time, and I'm checking in on her. Hey, did you do your homework? How was school? This and that and the third. I'm not actually sitting there with her eating, or I could sit with her at the table while she's eating and I would be communicating. But 9 times out of 10, I'm not eating at the same time because I'm trying to get 10,000 other things done because I get off so late. So that's about the gist of it. Or when we go, if I want it to be like girl time or mommy daughter time, we will go out to eat. That way we have to sit there and it's not really mostly phone time. It's just me and her talking. I'm adamant about that.
And that's crazy that you said that. That's about the only time a family will sit down and eat together if they going out. If they going out to eat.
True.
So yeah.
Hey, Sus.
Hey Sus, what's up?
Oh, I ain't got no dining thing. We roll around my way. We just all over the place.
Get it how you live.
Get it how you live. I ain't got dining on the table yet. I had to tell the nigga don't eat in certain places, and then when I get my 3 wives and shit, then we can be alright. All sit down and eat together.
Okay.
All us.
So do you guys have any recipes that that has been passed down throughout generations, or something that you've created that you want to pass down to your kids in terms of recipes and eating habits, all of those?
I do. I'm trying to change the game a little bit. You know what I mean? I've been conscious eating lately. And I've been trying to incorporate it with my son. You know what I mean? We drink our juices, our fresh squeezed juices every morning. You feel what I'm saying? I get it. Before you go to school, I put some nutrition in his body. Gotta make sure. But you got some recipes that you got some more now?
Nah, bro. I mean, it's practically based on the way that they cook stuff. I mean, I cook just like mom and dad, so it's not no special recipe.
The lima beans. Lima beans? The lima beans are good. They do, honestly.
Dad used to always cook the lima beans. But I mean, at a young age, I mean, I learned how to cook just by watching them. So I think that's why I love cooking, because it's like once your parents find out that you know how to cook, it's time to fend for yourself now. They know you know how to cook now, then they start cooking. You cooking now.
So what age did you actually start Like where it was like get in there and make dinner. Like
man, shoot, who was
Legit.
dang, we was about like 8, 9,
What?
10.
Yeah.
really?
I mean,
Yeah.
we was cooking.
So what were y'all
we was
making,
cooking
though?
steaks. We was cooking steaks. Like we was like already ahead of our time for real.
There
So,
were 5 of us.
yeah, man, it was 5 of us. So it was like,
Did y'all have any like summer like? I know like for me, my dad would wake me and my brother up before they go to work, and he's like, when I get back, I want this house clean, spick and span.
oh yeah.
Like, did y'all have any like summer chores or like?
Man, it wasn't even no summer chores. It was
customs or
chores
whatever?
Yeah.
every shoot. It was weekend, Monday through Friday. We really didn't really have to worry about it.
Tell me that summer punishment you had. You had
Yeah,
to chop
man.
that goddamn tree down.
Yeah, man.
Makes you think about that.
Yeah,
That nigga had
man.
to chop that tree.
Like with a
It wasn't
with
it felt like a punishment, but it wasn't a punishment. Yeah, man.
He used to wake that nigga up.
Summertime, man, waking up, cutting grass, chopping trees down, man. Yeah, man.
So
It's crazy.
me, like I never had a specific moment where it's like I'm about to show you how to make this. I kind of reminisce and I go back off of smells of things and tastes of things, and I will make it. And somehow you find your way back to the recipe. You're like, boom, this tastes like mama's so and so. I remember she used to do this and the third just by observing. So when those special days come, for like when you cook Sunday dinner or when you do Thanksgiving or Christmas dinner, it just comes up and I'm able to do it, you know. But cooking it on a regular basis, probably not. Like, you know, I'll make this and that, but I like more vegetables and seared asparagus with some, you know, a lean meat, that type of thing. But
So I remember Mama had actually made this hamburger, and she used to like all her meats like soft. Like she was like, it has to be soft. Tenderized. Right. And so I remember my friend was over, and she put like Worcestershire sauce and like all this stuff in it, but it was like so different. But like I remember it to this day. It's like when you taste it, it's like it takes you back. You had cultural habits.
Anything with like with the food, like simple things like making rice.
Yeah.
Like now they got this minute rice and all that stuff, and you see different ways people cook rice, and you know they got a rice cooker. By the way, I
that's
love
what I
rice
was
cooker.
about to ask.
I love the rice
cooker.
cooker.
I'm not a rice cooker.
But I know
you
how to
better
cook
know how to
rice
make
though. I know how to
yeah.
make rice. See, like I was taught to listen for the rice. Like when you know the water is all boiled out, and you listen, you hear that popping at the bottom of the pan. Like I don't put no top on no rice. I mean, I let the water boil out, and then it's rice. But
So do
that's
you use
just
like
me.
butter? You use olive oil? Like there's some.
You use olive oil, butter, you know, stuff like when you boil water, you throw some
You
salt
put that
in
whole
there.
stick of butter in there.
Oh God, no.
Nah.
you gonna have some gum
We'll do that. We'll do that.
I like it. Me personally, I like it better with the olive oil and Himalayan salt, the pink salt.
Yeah,
For me, it's like you can taste the difference. Like when you use like the regular ionized salt and then the Himalayan, it's a different. So I have like started to use that more. Paprika, cumin, all of those are like spices that I'm into now that I feel like kind of go with anything. You had cultural habits that you wanted to talk about.
Oh, well, I'm gonna stick with the food. Do y'all put sugar in y'all spaghetti?
It just depends. You can like if you're making your own sauce and it tastes like a little, because sometimes tomatoes can be a little acidic, even though if you're doctoring up the jar stuff or whatever, or the paste, like the tomato paste, it's gonna have a little tart to it. So you want to put a little bit of sugar in there just to balance it out. Just like I don't know, what is it, the Thai people, they have like the sweet and spicy. You don't have to make it that sweet, but it's just to balance it out. Like it just depends on
some
your,
people though, they
get carried away.
Yes,
But-
it's like it has to be sweet. I'm like, who wants sweet spaghetti?
I mean, but I always thought like when people sugar in spaghetti is because they mess around and put too much salt in it. And the sugar will cut the saltiness of it. Yeah.
But I always thought you used pepper
You use
for that.
potato.
To cut salt.
Potato too?
You put a potato in there and soak up that salt.
Really?
It's supposed
I didn't
to,
know
but
that.
the salt's still gonna be there, so you probably just shouldn't eat it.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, if you got high blood pressure, doing all this
True.
other stuff, it's still gonna be there. It might mask the taste, but your
Yeah,
blood
y'all ever
pressure
had sugar grits?
No.
I don't like
yeah, we
it.
gotta put
That's like
that.
cream of wheat.
No, it's not, man. I hate when
Nah,
people say
I've
that.
had
That is grits, but cream of wheat is not the
You
same.
put a little bit of jelly in there,
It's
eat that
not.
way, but
No, I'm telling you.
I don't
No,
want
but
no
people
sugar.
Butter, sugar,
Mhm.
a little hint of pepper in it.
Mhm.
I'm telling you. Y'all, it'll
That's
change
cream
your
of wheat
life.
stuff.
Cream of
No,
wheat.
it's not.
That's like
man.
up north stuff.
So do grits taste like cream of wheat?
No, but it's the texture and then
The
the sweet,
texture,
like
no,
for
it's
me, cream of wheat is just sweet.
If I want something sweet, I'm gonna eat some oatmeal. Thank you.
right.
Earlier.
But my
Oatmeal
grandma, she used
is
to put mustard
similar to
or like
cream.
ketchup
Cheese in the
her
grits.
grits.
I did.
Cheese,
That's the first time I tasted that shit.
cheese,
Rest in
cheese
peace,
grits.
Mr. Albert, next door neighbor. When he
Cheese
bought
grits.
that shit,
Cheese and the grits.
he ain't never had cheese in
I like
grits.
that.
No, that shit
Fabric.
sounds
We
so
from Virginia.
foreign.
We
I know.
ain't
That's
never
what I
had
said, the
cheese
up
and
north,
grits.
up
Still we got
north.
it.
Because y'all eat,
Well,
you don't know if you want to be
technically,
all
Virginia
the way
not
up
considered-
north or
Right.
down
Considered
south.
south.
So you took the grits and put
confused.
sugar in there instead of the cream of wheat.
They're pretty good.
Matt, you got any our cameraman, you got any recipes or like anything you want to share on that?
Generally, I usually be cooking shepherd's pie because my mom always had me in the kitchen growing up and stuff like that.
Ooh, just
So-
talking about that.
Shepherd's pie.
She pretty much taught me how to do stuff as far as just joining in. Cheese and grits, that's something that she put me on right there. Let me see. Usually, of course, fried chicken, but that's just the norm. But usually it's gotten to a point where, I want to improve my cooking style because there'll be other stuff I like to, branch out with, either Hispanic foods or, South Asian, Asian type foods, things like that. Just.
Because I forgot you Cuban, right? No,
Oh. Nah, born and raised there.
So I got a story. So it had to be what I want to say about 10 years ago. How old I am right now? Yeah, about 10 years ago. I was high. So I had some crawfish, and I don't know what I was thinking then. You put it in some rice, and I messed around and looked it up. I made some crawfish etouffee for some reason. I'm like, man, I didn't even know what I was
That's
making.
up your alley.
I didn't know what I was making, but that shit was good though. And I was like, man, I done made a French dish already.
That's
Yeah.
him.
Go ahead.
Oh, no,
sorry.
go ahead. Go
Hold on,
ahead.
No, not me.
Yeah, I'm hungry right
You know who you telling?
You was about to say something?
Oh no, I was about to venture off into a whole different subject, like how we're all connected. And I'm not gonna get on the S word because he gonna get all upset.
What's the S word?
The word that we don't like to use because maybe we weren't slaves,
Oh.
Oh.
but we was in bondage at the time. But whatever.
I ain't got
What
time for
I'm
that.
trying to get at is the Creole nature. So
Mhm.
anything is Creole it's connected to Africa or African nature or African roots, whatever the case may be. So if you know like different areas where we came from, if you go to say for instance like the Geechee in South Carolina, they were Sierra Leone and stuff like that. They brought rice over and they know how to cultivate the rice. So they have this red rice. But it's somewhat like jambalaya. If you think jambalaya, you're thinking Louisiana, right?
Yeah.
So, and if you come down back to like Savannah, they have their ways of cooking things, and they have a certain language, but it all kind of sounds the same, right? So it's a beautiful thing how culture translates through cuisines, and we still kind of connected because we have our own different ways of doing it, but basically it's all the same thing. So like even with the Afro-Cubans, they have paella, it's like this rice and with this
Veggie
and all this other stuff in it. That's their version of jambalaya. If you really sit there and think about it, it's just we were all connected some way in shape or form, and I think that's a beautiful thing. Even going to the soul food, like they made the best of whatever we had. Most people wouldn't eat that crap, but that was all they had. You know what I'm saying? But you made the best out of it. I'm not saying it was healthy
Is
for
that all
you,
we had?
but shut up and let me finish.
But to that
What
real
I'm
quick,
going
it's
at
probably
is-
all they talked about too.
So it was just like they would have known nothing about okra and all this other stuff. These healthy plants and medicinal things that we used to use over there. We weren't used to eating pig fat and whatever and pig toes and that's whatever the scraps that they had. You know, they made the best out of it because collard greens were actually good for you. They would use the wild pepper grass. Wild pepper grass, they would pick that, and then that's when other vegetables became derivatives of that, like sweet potato, yams, the orange ones. That was a derivative. It derived from the sweet potato and some other fruit. They crossed it, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, but it shows too because if you think about it, when black people here, I mean, we say goat. Black people like goat. I ain't eat no goat. Shit, we ate that shit in Africa all the time.
Right.
Yes, bro.
Some did, some didn't, because they were the first people to actually herd cattle and stuff and drink milk. That's why there's a select few African Americans that are not lactose intolerant because they were the first to do that, and your bloodline is a part of that. Or whatever the case, it's just like genetics and evolving. But a lot of other people are like they don't have that enzyme or whatever to make them lactose or lactose tolerant or whatever the case may be. A lot of people don't know that. Like I didn't know that. I was just like, it's a white people thing. That's it. No. It was some black people that did, and after they herded cows and they did drink the milk and the blood, like that was something that they did. Like,
but even now, I remember the lady that actually did my hair. She was talking about some kind of rice. They get giddling or something. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but they're actually now using the poop from the goat in it, and I'm like,
I don't want that.
I don't want that. But I'm just saying, like, kind of goes back to what you're talking about, you know, and how different people have different things. I would never try it, but
You know, I just
why would they take the poop from the goat when they could just go to the exact thing that the goat is eating and get it from there?
Go ask the Africans that.
I'm just saying.
Maybe because it's been fermented.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. She didn't kind of go into the details, but that, you know, that's kind of how she described the recipe. She doesn't make it that way, but she was just talking about, because we were actually talking about that. She was on the phone with someone, and she was like, yeah, her dad is African, and she was like, you African too, like, but that kind of to that point. Black people, I think, have been conditioned to be like, oh, I'm not African. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I don't think it's anything to frown upon.
Which some of us were still already here, but that, you know, to try to sit there, you have to go back, digging way back and get blood tests and all other stuff done to decipher that. But we all have Afrocentric roots.
Right, and it all connects. Like
I got a question.
What you were saying.
When last time y'all had a rutabaga?
The other day.
It's pretty good. I don't like rutabaga.
I got a question. I got a statement. No, none of you niggas look African. Nothing at all.
I look like Fulani people. I don't know what you're talking about.
Fulani.
Fulani. Yes, it's a tribe.
Okay.
I didn't say
But wait, where do we originate from then? Like, we're getting way off, but I just want to know.
Most of you niggas came from here. Like, a lot of you niggas is just native to the land. But if y'all, I mean, if people want to claim Africa, that's cool too. But
no, I ain't saying that we came. I mean, if you go back in our ancestry, it'll be from Africa.
Not all was from
slavery. Do you know people was here since the beginning of time? Do you know the oldest ancient motherfuckers from the Americas? It ain't from Africa.
What race?
What race? I don't know. Native American. Native to the land.
But wait. Well, no, I'm not gonna get into that.
Go ahead.
No. 'Cause I'm not. I don't have that.
So we already. I mean, a lot of people think they.
I just remembered, and it kind of goes to what you're saying. Like, I understand what you're saying because I was watching a documentary and they were actually talking about how they really didn't study the history of people. It was more about their features. Like, if your nose was big, you would be considered Negro, or if your lips were big. But they probably weren't even so kind of.
All that shit come from white folks. All that shit.
True. Very true.
All that come from European people. They name.
And you know what I found
people
out
of
though?
color.
What's the name? Great.
Alright. Okay.
Grandmother is Pocahontas, bro.
Who is
Nas.
Oh.
It's Pocahontas. The
Yeah.
infamous fake Pocahontas.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, I can go for that. I'm just saying, a lot of people are Blackfoot, Cherokee, Wichita. A lot of people are all that shit, bro.
It's
like,
a mixture of things.
Yeah.
Because if I take myself for instance, I know up in the line, my great grandfather was German. Married to my grandmother, who was black. I don't know what mixed black is because we got the Native American thing going on too.
Side of your,
On my mom's side.
I heard you just talking about that.
Mm-hmm.
That's
So, if you look at me, I have type 1 diabetes. Most black people, well, color, the word I'm trying to use, people of color, yeah, and I hate using that, are ethnicities outside of the Caucasian, they usually don't get that trait. Guess who got it? I did. It's not something that's prominent in, African.
It's that German blood.
So I don't know, it could be. You know what I'm saying? There's some people that have different, like Jewish people, they get a certain trait. They have to get tested for certain diseases that's prominent if they're getting married to another or decided to have kids with another Jewish person, so their kid won't get it. So that's why it's like we all are kind of, there's very few purebred anything. With all that drama that was going down with the history of this country. So we don't
it's
really
funny
know.
because you never really know. Like, I was telling him, like, I always have Spanish people come up speaking Spanish to me, and I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, and they get mad, like, why you not? And I'm looking, and I had actually went to a Dominican restaurant with one of my coworkers one time, and the girl was asking me, and I was telling her, and she was like, she thought you were her cousin or something. But my point is that you just never know. Like, all of that information was stripped of us, so you just never know.
So if we don't know, we gotta stop saying African too.
True, I agree.
Got to.
But so I guess my thing is,
I am American.
What?
You hit
I guess that's like African.
You embrace it.
When people want to be funny, well, no, where are you from? Where are you people from? Bitch, from America.
Right.
We're American.
They definitely don't embrace us. They definitely no, those are Americans. No.
I think that's for different reasons, though. Like, if you not to diminish Black Americans, but if you look at their history and their family dynamics and their way of living, it's the total opposite when you come over to the American side of things. For instance, they're very family oriented, very, community based. And I know all of that changes because of the what is it, the communism or the different, whatever. Capitalism, exactly. I know that changes, but I think they do that for different reasons. That's all I wanted to say.
Who that?
Africans.
Oh, they come over here with a culture already.
Yeah. But he was saying how they, I guess, look down on, or I don't know how you said it.
They do. A Haitian would, a Jamaican would. All the motherfuckers do.
I mean, and then there is racism within each ethnicity. But for instance, like the Hispanics, don't call a Puerto Rican a Mexican. All those, we talked about colorism. We talked about all that. So, there is.
But I don't see nobody around the world trying to go imitate an African or everybody be trying to imitate niggas in America.
True.
So, in our ignorance, we still the shit.
That's the thing. I think they have an anger there because back in the 80s and the 70s when they came over here and African Buddhist crackers, you know, people are ignorant to culture and knowing that these people, and they had the propaganda on TV showing all the poor stuff, like the poor kids with the kwashiorkor and their bellies were big and the flies flying on their face, like that's all that's in Africa. So they they didn't really show the richness of Africa. So a lot of people here want to make fun of them, so they got sick of that shit. And I was just like, well, we got more money, this and the third than y'all. Then again, too, once you start learning the true history of what happened with the whole slave trade thing, black people here start side-eyeing like, okay, y'all sold us over here and never came back to do anything to help, whatever the case may be. So it's just like a whole bunch of mixed emotions and strife between the two. Which is cool because things happen. That's how it transpired. But
I was also told that, like, for instance, in Africa, and I don't know if this, you know, this is just something I was told. I don't know if it differs between the countries over there. But let's say, for instance, if I was in Africa and I murdered your, I don't know, sibling or whatever, I would, in order, when you go to jail, when that person goes to jail, the victim's family has to feed the person that committed the crime. And she was telling me, she was like, if it was up to me, I would be giving them peanuts. You know, like giving them peanuts. But it just goes to show you, like, the difference in, you know, the countries or whatever. But that's just something that she told me that I found to be very interesting.
What are you talking about?
Shut up. Don't be funny people.
So we were getting into the jail system and how it's really different from other places around the world. You were speaking of how they have to take law in their own hands in Africa, but here we don't really have control of that, and it's a system to oppress certain people, if you know what I mean. Because if you think about it, there's a very high number of population of African Americans in prison, right? But the ages that they usually get them in there, what's the childbearing age, are the ages where men want to procreate. It's between like their 20s and 30s, right? You look at that number of how many men are locked up, black men that are locked up, and then the plan. We know the name. I don't want to say it on camera because we only know legal.
Margaret Sanger.
Yeah, all of that. She dead now, so whatever. But they were going into the communities and preaching abortion to mostly underprivileged and black people, and guess how many of those babies were aborted. Now I'm not saying that they didn't have a choice, because there is a high number of poor kids or kids not being fed or orphan kids or whatever the case may be, but if we could kill off all of these babies, that number can go down, right?
That's the leading cause of black.
So that's a form of sterilization to me, because they did that in Australia. If you pick up what I'm putting down, for the Aborigines, they were a problem for them, right? Because they was trying to get rid of them. They put stuff in the water to sterilize the males, to keep them from procreating. That's the whole gist behind all of that, and that's even just a touch on. I know, like, all of this sounds crazy, but it's like this mechanism to this system that they have so they can stay ahead. That's how I view it.
I'm talking about the people that they call like the leprechauns and all that.
Leprechauns?
Yeah, man.
What are you talking about?
And where you said from?
Australia?
From Australia. The short people.
The Aborigines, the
original people.
Yeah.
They were like leprechauns. They were like short.
They treat them
the Twa people?
like they treat black people here, and they call them ninjas, whatever you want to call it. That's how they treat them over there. Like, that's the worst thing to be an Aborigine. They treat them so poorly there, and they're just, no one criticizes them for it or say, you know, hey, this is a shame, or whatever the case may be. It's just crazy.
They just doing what they naturally do. Like, I mean, they never did anything different, so, I mean, ain't no surprise to me. What you think, Teddy B?
It is deep. Like once you do your research, you be like, nah. And you be reading, you be like, nah. And you be like, yeah, it really happened. That's why they do not want this stuff taught in schools because it's just gonna show them for what they really are.
And if you think about, like you said, like the age gap of when males start procreating and all that stuff. You think about it, like when a judge be giving these underage kids life or all these years, and then they go to like the big jail, like the prison and all that with these grown men. That's messing up because you don't know what's gonna happen to them in there. And I mean, they get out, they ain't about to have no kids, man, because
nah, they come out sterile.
We gonna go to another subject.
They gonna come out sterile already. You know what I mean? All them through that food they feed the motherfuckers. Like dog, it ain't no procreation going on.
Ain't nothing.
So you don't think
It's population control. All this about population
is.
control. That's all that is.
So what if they were successful with exterminating black people and shit, right? What you think they'd do? Let's just think hypothetically. What you think they'll do?
They wouldn't survive. They're gonna need our melanin. The way this planet is going, and this global warming crap, whatever you want to call it, is real. Cause these, like, hey, they need our melanin.
Do you think they know that, or they just that?
They know
arrogant?
that. Why you think these movies like get out? It happened.
So if you think if you think they know that, right? If you think they know that, why try so hard to do it?
They're getting, cause they've been snatching up, taking organs. Look at the lady that they Henrietta or
They just want
Yeah.
control, man.
yeah.
They just
It
want
is
control of
about
everything.
control. Back to what you were saying though, you don't think a child, and I know it's a different environment, I guess that's getting life, and me personally, I don't believe in the death penalty. I don't agree with that. But it's always been said that if you go and commit an adult crime, then you deserve adult time. So when you made that statement, you don't agree with that?
Shoot, robbing a convenience store is adult crime. You gotta go to adult prison.
What's a kid crime?
But let it be even across the board, because you'll have your Caucasian counterpart that did the same thing. They, like old boy, they shot up all them doggone people, and they took them to Burger King. If that was a black person, he wouldn't even made it out loud. They probably would have shot him dead, right? Then and there. You know what I'm saying? That's the issue, I think.
What's a kid crime? Steal some candy or something?
I mean, a crime is a crime. A crime is a crime.
So they all say adult crime. I don't get it.
Okay, well, I'm just saying that's what's been said. I don't know why they say that, but I'm just saying that's what's
Being
been
tried
said
as
as
an
being
adult
tried as
instead
an adult.
To juvie.
Right.
Don't they call it the age of 16 or something like that? I think it's just an age thing.
I thought it
No,
was
I
to
think
18.
somebody younger actually that did something to their brother or something actually got adult time for that. And so I just wanted to know, like, if you guys disagree with that, like, you think there should be a shorter sentence or a different sentence or are there different resources that should be provided? Just elaborate a little bit
All I'm
about
saying
that.
is no kid should be in a grown man prison. Simple as that.
I think these motherfucking prisons don't rehabilitate a goddamn body.
They don't. They
So-
say it's for rebuilding.
Yeah.
No,
That's
you see other countries like
animal in a
you
cage.
see
You're gonna act
people like
an
in
animal.
France and all that. You see how they trying to rebuild. How you say that?
Rehabilitate.
Yeah, man. How they try to do that to these humans there, and they're successful with it. Like, but you come here, and it's like they go to
I
prison.
mean, if you
it's
just
like,
take it for instance, the whole crack cocaine epidemic. When it was black people that were getting arrested, it was black people that, had the issue. It was just an issue. Arrest them all. Put all of them in jail. But then it became the other drugs that are more prominent in a different race. And now it's an epidemic. We have to put out resources. We have to, rehab these people. So there is a difference. I agree.
Yeah, because they don't care about the psychology of nobody but they got themselves.
Yeah, man, because soon the crack epidemic, they lock every black man up.
Mm-hmm.
So
even
all these
marijuana,
kids was raised
I don't think anybody
mothers.
should go to jail for it. And honestly, it hasn't been till now. It's like, okay, now that you can make money off of it. Like, I feel like everybody that got locked up for a marijuana charge need to be let out. Like,
which one was worse?
Legit.
The crack epidemic.
The crack epidemic.
Oh,
I ain't gonna let you finish, bro.
It's the epidemic when black people doing it, but when this opioid stuff and the microdose and stuff, it's a crisis. And
no, it's an epidemic when the opioid, but it's a crime.
Crime, right?
When it's the other side. And my point is that we're so quick to, because okay, there's punishment, but what was the person's mindset? Does this person get mental help while they're going through, you know what I'm saying, going through doing their sentence? Yeah, charge them, but wait, charge them, whatever needs to be charged or whatever. And I still think there's a scale that's total opposite when compared to different races. But my point is I think that we should put resources, we should give these people resources, not just lock them up. Mental health, counseling, what was their mindset when they did that? You have to rehab people. And so
what about a pedophile? You rehab that motherfucker?
Yeah.
You will?
I think it's a sickness. It has to be a sickness, and so for anybody to
those
commit a crime,
the only motherfuckers I don't think get a pass.
And I agree, it's a horrible crime, but at the same time, let's say they served their time and they were never rehabbed. When they get out, they're gonna go and do the same thing. So that's why I'm saying we have to focus on rehabbing these people and not just putting them in jail, thinking that okay, you spent 20 years in jail, that you just gonna be this knight in shining armor when you get out of prison.
Hey, you know what's crazy though?
Nice shot.
It's funny. It's funny. And you know what's crazy? It's funny, bro. But at the same time, the shit was sick. Now that I think about it, bro. In high school, bro, these girls was like messing with older dudes, having them pick them up and all that stuff, bro. And now you think about it, now you like, damn, bro, you was some grown ass man.
But that's the thing in itself. Like, why she like older men?
Like,
No.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like,
women naturally attracted to mature older guys.
I know,
that's
but
like a natural thing.
But that was some,
I think we missing societal and natural.
Nah, but I'm just saying, but that was like some pedophile shit though that was going on right in front of our eyes, but we weren't really noticing that shit at first.
but it's only like that because it's now been a law. Before we had laws and all these things, there were people that get married off to in different cultures.
What's the what's the too old for? Say this girl is 16, right? Say this girl is 16, right?
You're not grown when you're 16, bro.
You gotta think about the reality of things.
I'm just saying, bro. In court eyes, you're not.
That's
grown
why I say it's
So
societal
finish
and
your
natural.
question.
That's what I'm talking about. Societal. I think we mixing the two. Let's just go. Alright, fuck societal. A societal standpoint. Let's just entertain these thoughts. Let's entertain my thoughts. 16, right? Throw away societal. What's the name? What's the age that woman, that girl, or whatever you want to categorize her? What's the max age? Cause let's be real, cuz 60-year-old women don't like 16-year-old boys. 60-year-old girls don't like 60-year-old boys. Typically, they don't. Yeah, y'all shake y'all head. Y'all shake y'all head in agreement at all. I ain't talking foreign, am I?
Not.
Okay, so could we?
So are you asking them a question?
I'm asking the panel.
Oh, okay.
So as
Cause I know they was 16. They ain't like 16 boys. I know they didn't.
So what is
They
your question?
imitating my
That's
shit.
what I'm saying. Like, what is your question? Like, what is the question?
I'm asking y'all, what's the age limit? When you was 16, what's the oldest guy you talked to? Yeah, what's the oldest guy you talked to? You was 16. You too, Lala.
Yeah, I mean, it was in my age. It
Open
was
some
in my
shit up.
age group. I mean,
How old was it?
regardless as to what
How old
reference
was
I
it?
was,
Come on now. We grown as fuck now. We can talk about it now. Come on.
My point is that when you have children, they're going to be exposed to to other children that live in different households and that have different beliefs, and so you just have to be have an open dialogue. That's my point.
I think with daughters and shit, I think they gotta filter when they deal with a nigga, right? When they deal with a man, young man, bring them over, bring them through. Come on, bring them through. Let me see them. Let me see him. Let me touch him up a little bit. Let me ask some fucked up real questions. I wanna like, alright, he cool. You good. You feel me? If that nigga don't check out, he ain't checking out. I'm sorry.
But see, in my story to that, and I don't know why I'm getting so personal today. Y'all aggy. I just remember bringing that guy home, and I knew my daddy did not like this guy. He did not like him by no means. And it probably wasn't even a personality thing. It was just maybe what he saw in that person he didn't like. But my dad knew that if he would have made it known, like at the time, that I don't like him, I don't want you to talk to him, no, I forbid you, it was just gonna make me rebel. When I brought Teddy home, y'all, my daddy was like, and he came in the kitchen and he dapped me up, and he loved him from the time he first met him. Like, it was just, so it kind of goes back to what you're saying, like that father instinct. Yeah. It's so important because.
Hey, mamas, when you bring them chicken heads home.
True. No, yeah, very true.
I don't know about that.
They peep stuff that you might not see because you're so like involved emotionally. You need that person that's detached to be like, nah, that ain't for you. But it has to be a gradual thing. So I agree with what you said.
Bring them home. People don't even bring they shit. Never mind. Yeah. Don't take my own.
So do you guys? I want to know from you guys. At what point do you bring a girl home to your mama? Like when do you know? Like, okay, or do you just? How does that look for you?
I mean, when you feel like, hey, you gonna be with this one for a while.
Can I cut him real quick? He always brought him home.
That's what I'm saying. Cause I know all your girlfriends. Everybody. So wait a minute.
But let me talk.
You gotta go home with me now.
Let me talk though.
He always brought him home. That one nigga brought him home.
But that's the good thing about it though. Like, if you know me, I stayed in relationships. I never been like a one night stand type of dude. Like, just be go around mess with all type of females. Like, I mean, when I'm in a relationship, I'm in a relationship. When I'm not, I'm not.
He right.
Like, if I'm in a relationship, I'm in a relationship for a while. So I can count on my hands how many relationships I had, how many girls I've been with.
So
you did?
Yeah. Count on my hands.
So in all of your relationships, were you the fault or were they the fault of you not being with them today?
They was the fault. I ain't trying to be no hate type shit, but yeah, they was the fault.
You ain't gonna put no blame on yourself?
No.
Nah, bro. Cause
he ain't gonna put no blame on himself.
You don't put nothing on yourself.
I mean, bro, I didn't do nothing wrong, bro.
But you ain't gonna put nothing on yourself?
Nah, bro.
You just the perfect nigga?
Nah. Bro, I put the blame that I chose the wrong one. That's it. But other than that,
trial and error.
Other than that, yeah, bro. Like, I'm a very easy person to get with, bro. Very easy, bro.
No, you not. He's
I
not
am.
easy no more.
I have easy.
Wait a minute now. No, I'm just kidding. No, but honestly, and for me, like I can kind of speak to that a little bit. Cause I be like, are you not gonna get mad? Like, why you be so like
Chill.
And it's like for me, I'm like this pistol, this fire rage kind of like, you know, just he's a mellow person in the relationship. I think you need.
You gotta live to fight another day, bro.
I think you have
You energy all over the
You have
Some you lose some.
you have your like outgoing person, and then you have your introvert. Like I think there's always that balance in a relationship. He's the balanced one. Chris, Jesus, how do you know when to bring a girl home?
Nah, I don't know. I got 2 failed relationships.
On your account or theirs?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
On your account or theirs?
Oh, I'm accountable for my shit. I hold my L's. I hold my L on a lot of shit. It is what it is. I'm not. I found out some things. You know what I mean? I experienced some things, right? And then I got wisdom from it.
Have you learned from it? Like,
Yeah. Wisdom.
So, but like, I want to know from you because you always talk about, and if you don't want to get like into it, I respect that. But you always talk about like the 3 wives and then like polygamy and all that kind of stuff. So when you're going into like relationships, do you make it known that that's your forte, or like do you how do you navigate?
I'm
that?
like 99.9% honest.
And so do they be like, okay, or is it like, oh, it ain't
Somehow,
for me?
yeah. Some women don't be with the shit. Something you gotta explain. Some people be like, okay, that's.
So why do you feel that way? Like, why do you feel like you're not one to? I won't say commit, but just be with one person.
I don't want to be. I ain't designed that way.
Okay.
I ain't gonna lie to myself. I'm real with myself. I ain't designed that way. And I ain't gonna suppress nothing to appease a monogamous situation. That's just me.
So Matt, how do you know when?
And I ain't gonna get no. If they watch it, if these women watch that podcast, they ain't gonna like me after that. Man, that nigga ain't gonna.
Matt, how do you know when to take a woman home to your mama?
When I am, this is a point. Well, put things in perspective. There's only been one that I've done. Like I've messed around with other women and stuff like that. But usually when I actually do bring someone home, that's when I am sure, and I will only say maybe about 3-4 months in, because it took me about at least 4 months before I actually brought mom, who I was with, to my mom. So that's.
But like, what stood out about her that made you say like, I'm gonna take you?
Did she come up with the concept that I want to meet your parents and shit?
Oh no, Mom. No, that's the one thing I will say, that she wanted to do a lot of stuff, but that's the one thing I will say that I just chose to say, you know what, here, I'm gonna have her more involved in my life, and I'll go ahead and bring over the moms and stuff, and just progress from there. It's funny though, because I know my brother, on the other hand, he kept always constantly sitting there and bringing women over, and like me and his mom, I'd be like, bro, you gotta stop doing that, because it doesn't work out, man. You don't need your mom sitting here and going, he always gonna keep bringing such and such and nothing never happened. I'm like, man, you ain't finna hit me with that one. So no, nope.
I got like the least people I brought around. I'm like at the left.
Hey, let me tell you something about this guy. I don't know. I'm gonna say it anyway. I'll tell you about this guy.
Come on, be careful, man. Be careful.
Be careful.
Be
It's a warning.
Go ahead, no, I'm good, Dad.
Like, I mean, it seemed like all through childhood and high school, this man never had no girlfriend, bro. But once he came back from college, it just seemed like everything changed, bro. Like, you never see Chris, like he never, like, talk about females or
Is you crazy, bro? I told you about all that shit. In middle school? In high school?
Bro, like, it was like, he was a square, like, for real.
I don't know damn square.
I ain't gonna say, like, physically you was a square, but like mentally, like
Maybe he just wasn't open with y'all about it. Like my brother, you ain't gonna get nothing out of Brandon. Like
I mean, but
Well,
with
Bear tried to
Brandon,
say he was
but with Brandon,
you know,
nah,
middle
bro.
in high school.
I'm telling you, with Brandon, like you can tell with Brandon, like even though he ain't like blood, I can tell with Brandon. But with Chris, I probably think because I was still like in a young mind, like I ain't really.
That's what I'm saying.
realize-
Maybe he was. You just
Maybe he
wasn't-
was.
Yeah.
My mind wasn't set up that way, but I mean, he never like you never seen Chris with nobody. I mean, he was strictly like sports. he was
He didn't
strictly
know how to
football,
articulate
bro.
his need of polygamy.
Nah, I ain't had no polygamous mindset back then. I ain't had no polygamous mindset back then.
Man, that man came back from Mississippi,
Yes, sir.
Mississippi Gulf.
Oh my god.
Man, whole new person. I was like, damn, where my brother at?
I got freaked out.
Character development.
I see the world outside of things. That's it.
I was like, man, who is this dude right here? But yeah.
So speaking of like family and like all of this, you guys ever like plan a trip with like a group of people, and it's like I'm going. It's like 12 people, and the day of the trip you end up with 2 or 3. Like you guys ever experienced that in your?
Nah, I know not to do no shit like that.
Yeah.
But why?
Right.
Why in our
Yeah,
culture,
yeah, bro.
people of color, why is it so hard to put together like family, like vacations, and like, do you guys feel like it's a necessity to vacation or to have that family time?
I mean, I'm sorry.
Maybe
It's necessary to have that, like, and I think we should, as a family, start doing that more, like going on trips, family trips, and yeah, I don't see why we don't do that. Like, I really don't know the answer to that. Why? Like, we bail out at the last minute. Like, if somebody set something up, hey, put it on your calendar. Hey, we're going this. If you don't want to go, let them know right now that you don't want to go, or you can't go. Don't wait till the last minute. Oh, I gotta work. Like, man, you had 4-5 months to put in this time. to
Well,
go on
Dylan,
this
with your
trip.
job, it get revoked the day of, so we ain't gonna talk about that.
If that shit get revoked, then I'm still going on that shit.
No, but have y'all
Prepare
ever,
the others.
right?
BPO
Shit.
prepare the others.
So have you guys ever experienced that, like trying to put like a group, maybe not even a vacation, but just like a group event or something, and you people don't come through?
We going to Vegas, dog. I don't care what nobody say.
All right, what the fuck? Go on, bite.
Let's
Let's
go
go.
again, dog. You wanna go to Vegas?
But yeah, niggas do that all the time. Niggas don't need. That's what they do. They do what they do.
I don't know. I have some close friends. Even we call each other family, but you know it's also but we're cool. But our trips always make it out of the group chat because we're pretty much adamant about it, and then someone gets the itinerary together. We're all responsible for certain things, and then you make payment plans. So you spent your money. It's a point of no return. It's either your ass gonna show up, or you just gonna be missing out on whatever you paid for. You know, so I guess it's just about executing whatever it is you want to do, and not really just talking about it. But that does happen a lot.
It does. Like at this point, I'm just like, I'm going wherever I want. If you guys, hey, this is the date. If you want to come, let me know. If you're not,
Right.
hey, I'm gone anyway.
Right.
But I just wish that in our culture or people of color or whatever, we would just be more intentional about taking family vacations. Like, I think it's important to take your kids around the world and, you know, explore like different cultures, explore different environments. Like, it's beauty in that, and I don't think we
Yeah, like I really want to go to Hawaii.
yeah, that's a long flight.
I want to go to Thailand.
Thailand.
Me too.
Why you do that, bro? Why you do that?
Lena wants to go to Korea.
Matt want to go to the
Girl.
DR. That's what Matt want to go to the DR.
She's on
Why
this.
he want to go to the DR?
They want to be treated like a king.
If you know, you know. That's it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
When they go to Thailand, I sure come back with 3 of them things.
Thailand? Is that Thailand? Oh no, that's that's
Yeah,
cut
Malaysia.
this. That's Bangkok. Yeah, some hanging. Like,
Hello.
boy.
They gonna come back with a uniform.
What's your dream spot, Ash?
Right now, Bora Bora. Bora Bora.
What that's at?
Bora Bora.
It's
What continent?
That's over there by
It's in the Pacific Islands.
Yes, yeah, that's it.
Oh, it's an island.
But right now, I would go anywhere outside of the country right now.
I would.
Just to go. But my dream trip is Bora Bora. What were you about to say?
You get to bathe in a waterfall or some shit.
It's just an environment. Like they have the what do you call the it's a name for them.
The huts
The
over
huts,
water.
but it's a name for them. But yeah, those, and then you can see the fish and everything like under the ocean, like the ocean like right under your feet. It's you gotta look it up.
Border. What about you, Lala?
It's the place to be.
Can I guess?
That was one of the places that I was going to go. Well, we were actually planning a trip, then my husband died, so there you go. Of course.
Well, we gotta go now.
Actually.
We gotta go now.
But lately here, I've been kind of wanting to go to Colombia. Just
Colombia.
experience like the Afro, because that's the thing for me. Wherever I'm going, I'm going to explore the Afrocentric parts of it, because a lot of times it's hidden in these different countries, but it's so beautiful and so vibrant, and the cuisine is so good. So yeah.
So I used to work with a guy that was from Guam. So it's like any part of that. It's like a race. I don't want to say it's a race war, but it's just a dislike between the dark-skinned Guam people and the light-skinned Guam people. And he said like one side can't go over the other side like that. He said it's crazy over there. But he was like, yeah, man. He was like, man,
I guess
dark-skinned Guams, man.
Guess who's over the territory of Guam? The United States.
Mm-hmm.
For real?
Yes.
Oh,
Wow.
Guess for their race.
that's crazy.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Thailand, I'm coming.
Speaking of appearances and things of that nature, what does a person's way of dressing or just overall appearance tell you about them?
Nothing at all, goddamn all.
What does a person's style of dress tell you about them? Like,
What you mean by style? Come on.
and so you might have a woman that's very girly or feminine, or that switches it up, or just a person's style of dress, like the way they dress. Like, what does that tell you about a person? Like,
As
do
a
you- man eyes, like, do you get a vibe based off of how a woman is dressed? Like,
yeah. I mean, if a girl dressed in some slutty shit, then you gonna get the slutty vibe. Something like that. From
So
a
it's
man
not sexy?
perspective,
so that's not sexy to you
You
guys?
said
To
slutty.
men?
I mean.
But I'm
as
saying,
slutty-
like,
slutty-
okay, what's slutty?
I mean, slutty is not. I mean,
What's slutty?
slutty can be good or bad.
But what's slutty? And when you say that, what is slutty? Define slutty for me, or give me paint the picture.
Slutty is if a girl was some shit that if you in the club, you like, damn, she might as well just have on nothing. Like, you can see through that shit. Like, leave some shit for the imagination or something. That's some slutty shit.
So you feel like she for the street when they're dressed like that?
She for the street.
No, I'm for real.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I mean.
so okay, so let's talk about a woman that's, you know, nicely dressed, or, you know, whatever. Nicely dressed, presentable, you know, decent. What does that tell you about her?
I mean that she just in what situation though?
I'm just saying, you see a person, they're dressed nice, or you see a person, they're, got kind of like a hood fashion thing kind of going on. Do you get, like, what are the vibes? Hood fashion or urban urban look. So maybe a what?
For us, by us.
No, like I'm saying, like, okay, you might like the oversized t-shirts are in with the chunky shoes, the what do you call the socks? Scrunchy socks. I'm just saying, like, regardless of what I think, I'm saying when you see a woman that's dressed in whatever kind of thing that you want to use for this question, what does that tell you about them?
I mean, if she dressed nice, that means she take care of herself.
Okay.
As simple as that. I don't know what's going on inside of her head.
Look, I don't judge. I mean, yeah. If you dress nice and shit, that's just inviting. It just
so you guys look for people that dress nice. So if you looking for, if you see a person that's bummy,
they might need some
they
help.
didn't have time to.
They might need help. I don't know.
Hey, this. If I'm single, and I'm going out, I'm looking for some slutty shit.
That's what you're looking for?
If I'm single.
No, I'm saying that's what you're looking for. As a single man, that's what you're looking for.
Yeah, I'm not going out to the club to look for my wife. I'm not.
So where you go to look for your wife?
Walmart, Publix.
Just on the humbug type shit.
Oh. Okay.
I don't go to no club. Who goes to the club to look for their husband or their wife?
Right.
Okay.
Like you don't do that. When you go to the club, you go to the club to have a good time.
Get a nightcap.
Yeah.
So wait a minute, because we talked about one. Did we talk about one night stands earlier?
No.
Did we talk about that?
You brought it up one time.
If you single.
But I'm saying.
If you single.
Teddy trying to cover his ass right now.
Yeah. See how they try to get me? Like,
No. This thing, I don't even care about all that. So, Matt, I thought we talked about one. So do you guys, like, is a one night stand, like, really, like, a thing still?
It can happen. It happens.
Okay, so let me ask you, in terms of how a woman is dressed, her style of fashion, what does that tell you about? Like, do you get anything? Like, is there a vibe that you get?
The thing that I say, I mean, first,
from their style of dress.
I mean, the way that they dress is like one of a key thing, because just like when you first meet someone, the way that they look is going to pretty much be, what has you attracted to them right there. Mm-hmm. Now, I mean, at this point, can't really judge a book that much by just what you're looking at the moment. So it's like, I see something, I'm like, it looks good, I want to talk to her, then that'll just be the invitation. What keeps me staying is other stuff and things like that. So I mean, you can go to a club and you might sit there and find your wife over in the club. Like, you never know, but it just depends.
Yeah, I think.
Because the thing here, and because also too, the funny thing here, because like, you can sit here and say, oh, fine, you want a church girl? Well, she could be praying some dick in her life, stuff like that.
She could be what?
Praying dick in her life, like yes. So
praying, like praying. Did you just say praying dick?
Yes, they will. I know those that do. So I'm just saying, like, yes, it's out there. So you just gotta keep mindful. That's the only thing I can say about it.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said.
So,
go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No. Go ahead.
Nah, what he was saying, like, it's just an invitation. Like, you can dress nice and shit, cool. I mean, it's just an invitation. It's really not gonna tell nothing about nobody initially. You ever heard wolves in sheep clothing? Like, people be like that all the time. People got this on, that design on, that shit don't. That's it. You look good today. It's inviting. You feel me? Now, if I get into your space and then I start knowing you ain't like that. Now damn, whoa. why you don't dress like the night I met you? You feel me? Why you got that on? Why you put that shit on?
Or
Like,
you dress like this and then you go to their house and their house looking like this. You like,
it's just
something wrong.
It's just an invitation, man. To me, it ain't that deep.
Yeah, not really. I mean, at the same time, you know, you still want to have a girl be able to mix it up and things like that. You know,
So I think for like a man. I'm sorry, I'm gonna kick you. So I think for like men, like I think in me personally, this is my personal belief. I think we first kind of look, okay, how is he groomed? You know, how is he groomed? Ain't nobody trying to do nothing. We having a conversation. So how are you groomed? And then you kind of look at, okay, you kind of notice like the style of dress. I think it does tell you a lot. Like for instance, you have men that are, I won't say street corner or me personally, I feel from a woman's perspective, looking at the way a man dressed and the way he grooms himself and his style of fashion, I think it does tell you a lot about a man. It may not be the same for men in terms of women, but for me, I think it does. Like I think that's our first kind of thing, like your first glimpse of who that person is. For me personally, what you think, Laura?
Like you said, it's an invitation. If you're not really groomed, or my thing with men that's like a turn off for me, but I'm not saying that I wouldn't, like if you came at me, then I wouldn't get a conversation, but like teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Do you brush your teeth?
Mm-hmm.
Don't come to me with this stuff all in your mouth, breath smelling like who shut down. I don't like it. You can have on regular Joe Blow clothes, but keep yourself groomed, you know. And your hand, like your nails.
Yeah.
Don't come with some dirty nails. Like I'm just like, men don't like it when women have dirty nails either. Don't come over here because you about to do what? You know, you're thinking in the future, the things that you like in certain places. You're not ever going to take me with them dirty fingers. You know what I'm saying? So it's just that. But you can't really judge a book by its cover. But that's just the few things that will kind of warm me up to, like, if you, okay, like, I might hold a conversation with you, or whatever the case may be, if you're approachable in that nature. If it's far from the opposite, you may not even get time of it. Because how do you not care about yourself enough to brush a damn teeth?
Yeah. So I guess, is there anything, I guess, that you guys look for? Like if you were going into a relationship or looking to be into a relationship or a situation, do you have expectations going into that, or do you just have your standards that you apply? What does that look like for you now that we're past appearance?
I did. I look for does the female have a good relationship with their parents? I don't know.
Why is that important?
Because family is important to me. First of all, like if you don't have a good relationship with your family or your parents or stuff, how you gonna have a good relationship with me? You're supposed to learn from them anyways. How you gonna have a good relationship with me? You're not having a good relationship with your parents, people who raised you.
So what if the mother or the father is like estranged and like they don't have that base? What is it that you look for?
But you got one of them though.
But what if they don't?
Nah, good luck.
So if they ain't got no parents?
What if the mom is strung out on drugs and the daddy was never in their life? Like what do you look for then? Do you just dismiss that person, or what's your next expectation of that person? If they don't pass the test there, do you stay, or do you, what does it look like for you? If they don't have that, do you just, okay, this ain't for me because you don't have it?
Nah, I'll work with it.
So then what's your next expectation?
So what's the time? They on the clock now?
I mean,
They gotta be on the clock.
Give me 3 expectations that you look for going into a relationship or a situation.
Cleanliness.
Cleanliness. Okay.
Have a good head on their shoulders. Third one.
Jesus.
Oh, the first one is Polly. Integral. And feminine. That's it.
And who?
Feminine.
Define the feminine?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Gotta be.
Matt,
I don't want no masculine.
what's your
woman.
forte? No,
I know you
masculine.
said-
Wait. Back up. What's that mean?
A masculine woman?
Yeah.
I don't want no
Define
homeboy.
your.
I don't want no homeboy. I don't want no loud mouth.
So you mean
I don't
like
want
aggressive?
Yeah, I don't want that. I got enough of that. I'm good.
Okay. Go ahead, Matt.
There was an acronym that I had for it.
He said, yeah, acronym.
I know you said 3, but I have 8. Gorgeous, dependable, open, honest. What was it? Damn. Let me see. Affectionate, dedicated, and I messed up one of it. It's pretty much the acronym was she give good head, and it's like pretty much you gorgeous, open, honest. What was the other O? I forgot, but you had dedicated and then honest. Oh my
I got one
god!
enticing. Go ahead.
And it's something with the E. The E,
Then go back to the A.
E, and then affectionate, and then dedicated.
Empathetic.
Empathetic.
You said E. I'm just trying to help you out.
Or apathetic, you mean? Or what?
Empathetic.
Empathetic. Okay, yeah, empathetic.
Okay. La, what's your? It's the eyes. It's the eyes for me. What's your expectation or your? I feel like me personally. I feel like men kind of are more, and it may not make sense to you guys, but men are more expectation. I feel like women are more standard. Like, these are my standards, and if I get into something, and I guess I'm speaking for myself, if I get into something it's not something that I like, then I speak on it, and if it just don't work, it just don't work. So for me, I don't think I've ever really had expectations. It's more about, this is my standard that I look for first before. So what's your take on that?
I like masculine men to be thorough. Like, I want you to have me through whatever. Like, you gotta have my back. Back me through whatever. Reliable. Put me in a space where I feel safe. So I guess that goes back to having my back. You make my daughter comfortable. Make me comfortable. To allow me to be myself, as long as it's honoring you. You know, that sort of nature. And truthful. Like, if I can, because if I'm going to put all of my trust in you and depend, like, you rely on you to be the leader of my family, I have to be able to trust you, and I know that you're going to tell the truth, whether it hurts me or not. I can respect you for standing on truth. That's like a man. His word is his bond. That's what I feel like a man is. You know, it takes that. But if you give me that solid and the consistency, anything else I can deal with it. You know what I'm saying? But those are just like the ground rules for me. Well, not rules, but like you said, standards or expectations that I have for the man in my life.
I think honesty is a big part of that. Honesty, and for me, I think commitment. Not necessarily in a like the term like, oh, just I'm with you, but people think that trust is breached when you go out and cheat. I think trust is breached when you don't hold your word. you know, you don't stick to what the agreement was or what the assignment was, when you don't understand the assignment. So I think it's deeper. Like, I think we put like a blanket on trust, but I think it's deeper than just you cheating on a person or you know, breaking that commitment that you have. So, moving past that, do you guys have you guys ever done the love language quiz? Like, have you ever heard of that? Have y'all ever heard of the love language quiz?
What is that?
It's like you go through like all these different questions, and at the end it tells you like what's your love language. Have you ever done that?
Where is that? What is that?
That's a book.
It's a book. You never heard. Okay, so
Yeah, I never.
if somebody were to ask you, your love language is like what speaks to you? What is your love language? I don't know how to.
So I'm thinking what she means in that case there, because I've heard of the concept of it. It's pretty much where, you know, just being able to, you know, how do you express your love? Like, are you, you know, physically is it by?
Yeah, let me see. There's affirmation. There's
Stuff like
words
that.
of affirmation. There's physical touch. Some people need that physical touch. Quality time. Some people it's gifts. Some people it's just acts of service. So, like, what was your, if somebody were to ask you, what's your love language? What would your answer be? Okay. Everything, elaborate. You gotta speak up, I can't hear you.
Like gifts, physical touch, expression.
So like a combo.
Yeah, you know, you gotta, when you marry, you gotta find different ways to express your love for a significant other.
So in your singlehood, what was your love language?
She's throwing that back at me, dog. Shit, I don't even know because.
Okay, so like before you, I guess, decided you wanted to like settle down, get married or whatever, what was your thing?
But that's my point though. Like when I was single, I wasn't like single for a long period of time. Like every female I've been with, it was in a relationship. Like it wasn't no like.
She just asked you what it was. That's all.
Yeah, like.
I'm saying, but so what did you look for from that woman in terms of so what speaks to you? Like for me, I feel like quality time is my thing. Like when everything is over, I need like,
Babe.
wait, let me finish.
Yeah.
When everything is over, I like, okay, we might just be watching a movie or we might just be cooking dinner or, you know, it's the simple things for me. So I'm saying like before you got into, okay, let's move on to the next person. Hey, this is what's your love language. It's complicated.
But it's the reason why it's complicated.
Right.
No, the reason why it's complicated is because
no man should be vulnerable.
Ever. Hush your mouth.
How old was I when I married you?
I don't know, 6 years from now.
6 years from now.
4.
Like you're most of my relationships. Was it high school? Like, so it's like it really wasn't.
Okay, so what's your love language
It really
now?
don't count.
What's your love? Okay, so let's.
But when my real relationship is when we got together. My official real relationship. I got that. Okay, so if you're having a horrible day at work or whatever the case is, what is your, I don't know how to. If I'm having a horrible day at work. What is your, love language?
Yeah,
like, I don't know. What?
Oh, the sound of your voice.
Words of affirmation.
Yeah, the sound of your voice. If I'm having a terrible day and you all of a sudden call, that will make my day. Oh.
Alright, okay.
Because I already know you know how I'm feeling by just the voice that I'm speaking in.
What's up, baby?
And you like, what's wrong?
What's up, baby?
Look at your brother.
Hey.
Hey sis, what's your love language?
I don't know. I mean, I
Don't
don't.
look at me.
No, it ain't. I'm just saying, you know. My love language, I don't even know what that shit mean. That shit sound foreign. I think I don't get the concept.
So what makes you feel good? Like when a woman, whether it's 2 or 3 or 1 or whatever.
First of all, nothing outside
What
my...
makes I guess what sticks out to you? What stands out to you the most? Is it spending time with that person? Is it them telling you, oh, you look good, or oh, you smell good, or you're strong, and you know how people do the affirmations? Is it, you know, them cooking you dinner? Like, what stands out to you?
The way I see love is the way I break down love, because all this shit be all over the place when it comes to love. People just give you 16, 15 definitions of love. I just think love is the most purest love you get is from your motherfucking mother. So while I was in her stomach, she provided for me, she fed me, she protected me. So if it exemplifies anything like that, I'm with it. You feel what I'm saying? So how y'all want to break that down in some language?
So you look for your woman to protect you.
Huh?
You said it.
You look for your woman to
Protect your emotions.
No, what,
no, I'm not
like a
picking
physical?
at you. I'm just saying I want to get deeper into that because
No,
you
I'm just saying
protection.
she was the first protector. My mama was the
Right.
first protector. So that look, I'm saying this is what I'm saying. Let me articulate a little better. Those attributes, right? Those attributes she exhibited first, right? And then it comes to me, right? So if it had to be a language about it, I'm a provider, protector, and type of nurturer. So whatever, I don't look for nobody to do that for me though. I just do it for myself. It really, I don't. The language shit is like new age shit to me. So it's like I don't know how to articulate it in a way where it come off as a language.
Okay. La, what's your love language, or if you know what language?
I like quality time and acts of service. So like, hey babe, I want to wash your car for you. You know you're tired after you get off of work, or you know I picked up a young lady that's selling lunch, or whatever the case may be. But that's just a thought process behind that. You took the time out because you know I'm a single mother, you know, so, or you know, it's to help lighten my burden. So it means you care about me in that sense. Now I'm not saying that it's just the only way, but those are prominent for me. And just quality time, like I want to spend time with you. No matter what we're doing, I just want to be with you. That sticks out to me.
Okay. So in today's time, this is my last question that I have in terms of this topic. In today's time, like the inflation is like horrible, like it's just horrible. Inflation is real, like everything is inflated. If money was a factor, and I'm gonna ask the guys first, if money was a factor for you, and you wanted to take a woman out on a date, what would be your date? Like if money was like an issue for you, what would be your economical date?
Shit, you gotta go to the beach or some shit. Some shit that's free.
Okay, so paint the picture. Paint the picture. What would that night or that day or whatever look like?
Man, I'm gonna look at
For
my
you.
account. I'm like, God damn, I only got $60. Put 20 in the tank. I put 20 in the tank. Go pick her up. I'm saying, you want to go to the beach? If it's at night, we going to that little thing, that little high, little orange seat. We gonna walk the beach and shit. You know what I mean? And then she gonna want something to eat. That's another $20. Yeah, I think, right? I don't know. I'm just trying to make up some shit. That's
She got
$60.
this far. Paint your picture.
I'm just trying to make some shit out of $60 if I only had $60. But you know what I mean? You just take her somewhere where it still hit. But I don't know. I just thought about the beach or some shit. By the water. The river
Okay.
walk.
So you do that, and then how do you paint your picture? What's your date for that day, from start to finish? You
Well, if
said
I
you
got
pick
3
her up.
women, ain't none. We better not be some.
Oh God.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm just fucking with you. I just gotta keep playing on that. But nah, it would have to it would have to be something that's kind of like free, right?
Okay.
Take it in nature somewhere and take a nature walk or some shit. You said quality time, right? Y'all like quality time, right? Quality time would just be
That's
being in somebody's
personally.
presence.
I don't know about other women.
It just being being in somebody's presence. You know what I mean? See if you really like him or something. Y'all like each other. It shouldn't matter.
Okay.
Paint that picture, Teddy. Take it.
Teddy.
Paint a broke
What's
man's
your-
picture.
What's your picture? What's your date like?
Paint a broke
Date night
man's
look
picture.
like? You got no money.
Ain't got no money. Like broke.
Let's say you got $60 because you need some gas.
$60. I mean, I'm always have some gas.
No,
So I
well.
ain't worried about the gas.
Well, he got $40.
I'm gonna have some gas. Oh, I know how to budget, man. I know what. I like to cook, so I know what to buy.
Paint the picture.
So I'm buy 2 ribeye steaks, you know.
With $60?
Huh?
Wait a minute.
About $15, $20.
Yeah, like
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
right?
It may not be the top of the
Yeah,
line.
yeah. It ain't gonna
Steak.
be. It ain't gonna be no. What?
Some string
That
beans.
Kobe steak.
Yeah, it gonna be top notch. It gonna be top notch, but it's gonna be there. You gotta tenderize that thing. Tenderize it.
Okay, so 2 ribeye steak.
Some shrimp. Get some, you know, a little small shrimp. Small shrimp. Shell still long because they.
So how much you got left over? How much you got left over now? How much you got left
I
over?
don't know, but hey, you know the pasta at the cabinet, because you know black people keep pasta, so pasta at the cabinet.
Then you gotta get some wine.
So what?
You gotta get some wine, don't you?
No,
Yeah,
you really
wine for
don't.
about
gotta get
$10,
no wine,
right?
bro.
Yo, you done ran out money, man.
Nah, bro, cause if you don't buy wine, shoot, the miniatures ain't nothing to play with. Get the miniatures, dog. Those things, man, no, it's good, man. The miniatures cost you what, like $5. Something
Okay,
like
go
that.
ahead. Keep going.
Yeah, man.
Your
That's-
date.
That's the dinner, man.
So you make
had
dinner.
the shrimp scampi with the
Nigga spending all the money on the food, man.
Bro, you got to, bro. You got to listen to me, bro.
I'm
You
listening.
got to listen to
I'm
me.
listening, bro.
Mind you, I already told you, I already got gas, bro.
Okay, so you ain't going.
Because I don't work too far.
But what do
from
you
the
gotta
house.
go pick her up?
I gotta go pick her up.
Yeah, you don't have to do this in a married setting. Just
talk about
you,
it, yeah.
you're individual. Your
Dang,
individual.
so now I gotta
date.
switch the whole thing.
That's what we was
up,
talking about at
It's
first.
okay. You don't have to have everything
No,
being
no,
it.
hold up,
Just
dog.
You're
Hold up, dog.
you
Alright.
being you.
Alright,
for sure.
I'm still getting the food, though.
Oh my
I'm
god.
still getting the food, though. And I'm still had gas, because I had gas before I was married anyway. So,
Yeah, we just talking like $60 to spend on it.
Right, that's
Yeah.
it. We gave you a
You
limit
don't
of
gotta be
$60
married
limit.
or whatever.
man.
Just $60.
Say you gotta
go on a date.
Say you gotta go pick her up, bruh.
That ain't always specific
We,
on the date.
we just gonna do that. We gonna say we gotta pick her up. You gotta go pick her up.
Y'all mean it.
So you-
Let's
so
stop.
you gotta stop by the gas
Alright,
station.
$60. Stop by the gas station. Say I'm in the Toyota Corolla, because that's what I was driving. Hell, $10 in the Corolla, bro.
Get you down.
That get you half a tank.
Mhm.
Yeah, get in that thing right there. Go straight to goddamn Chili's. You got the two for 20.
Okay.
You get the whole meal right there, whole atmosphere. You
Okay.
get the 2 for 30. You get the margaritas with it.
Oh shit, I ain't know
Yeah,
that.
the drink come with it, dog.
Okay,
You
so
feel
that's
it?
what, $35?
Yeah, that's
36,
it
30.
right
You got a
there,
tip
yeah.
too.
Yeah,
You got a tip.
Got
She
a
gonna
tip.
look at you crazy.
Always got a tip, bro. Always got a tip. Then we might just drive, bro. Drive around town. Might have some Doja in there, you know.
Okay. That's gonna cost you what?
Yeah, about $20. $20.
That nigga out. Okay.
$20. Oh, and my shoes. They smoke the weed. They good then, bro.
Yeah.
It's all good. Man, we just riding around town, bro. Might hit the beach, might hit something else, bro. You know, but we just cruising though, around town. Listen to music, bro.
Go ahead, Matt. I know you got some exclusive
That's all.
shit. Nothing exclusive,
like
but my main focus there is seeing that I ain't gonna be sitting here trying to spend out like money, crazy money or anything like that. Focus on just like give her a different type of vibe. It don't take much to do that. So usually, cause sometimes they don't go out to the beach. That's actually, I ain't gonna cap, like they do like going out to the beach. They like that shit. And also too, it's just like sometimes if you know about her type of interest, this is what goes back to the whole thing where it just comes with, you know, expressing that love language thing. When it comes with giving it versus receiving is different, but just when it comes with giving it, you know, if there's something that she does have an interest with, you can, I mean, shit. Well, in my experience nowadays, sometimes there might be those type of girls that kind of like the anime stuff, things like that, and it's not.
cosplaying.
Oh no, not going that far down. I ain't not that far down. That's expensive, doing all that. But I mean, it's not much to sit there and just like just do something that she has an interest with. And
Is you gonna paint the picture?
all right, fine. Now, let me just give you an example. Let me just go and give you an example. All right. So, say for instance, right? If she won,
You got $60 in your pocket.
I got $60. Okay. Now, at the time, is that with me already having gas in my car?
No!
That's the thing, like-
Everybody had to stop at a gas station.
We don't need to stop at it. Look, man, by the time I already got number $40, bro, I should already have gas in my car. So at that point there, you know, she want to go to the beach. If she does that type of stuff, then that's cool right there. If she, oh gosh, just take her somewhere that she just does. Fuck, I can't. It's hard to take a picture with that shit because it's like you talking about $40.
Yeah.
And usually $40, man.
All you got.
And like sometimes it's so cool when you can just be spontaneous and just be like, hey, quick thing, you want to check this place out right there? And she's like, oh yeah, I just want to check it out right there. So it's just like,
Hey, you ever been to Whataburger? You ever been to Whataburger?
man, I mean, you can do all that. It's just like you just gotta make that shit sound good, man. Je ne sais quoi, that's the main thing. It's just, fuck. I mean, yeah, you can do Whataburger. You just gotta make that shit sound good.
Yeah, dude, dog.
Hit it with the, hey man, you trying to slide the Whataburgers, man. You got this new food menu or some shit like that. You want to try that bit?
A float spot. So is it like
It's
a
a
sexual
pie.
date
I
or
don't see
is
this
it?
how it's because they give you the pies. Usually don't let two people in there. It's
Yes,
just-
you can. You get in with two
Okay,
people.
they just started doing that before for a specific reason.
So what you floating what? What you floating in?
Floating in hundreds of tons of goddamn Epsom salt. It's like real relaxing. You can put a real dark when you have lights. It's like a real relaxing type
So
of.
like you're on a float? Or
No,
like I need you to like
you floating. It ain't no float. The salt have you float on your own. You ever see that shit? Where is that?
Bro, what are you talking about?
That's
How
what I'm
the
trying
salt
to figure.
have
I
you
guess you
float?
gotta
Go ahead,
say
Lyle.
it.
Big- big line, explain to me.
Like there's different little pods in each room, and they have Epsom salt. It's like Epsom salt is really concentrated. So just like the Mediterranean Sea or the Dead Sea, you can float in
you
it
can float
because
without
of the
sinking.
concentration of the salt.
Mhm.
It gives the same resemblance of that. And you can set the lights in this pod to how dark or how bright you want it or whatever color that you want it, and it has music, or you can have
Cool.
complete silence if you want it.
Yeah,
I
it's
wouldn't do that
relaxing.
shit because it was already, it's like for your senses too. But you have the light music playing in the background. I didn't close my pod all the way because I was just like, hell no, because they tell you to lock the door, and I was like, this thing closing, I can't get out of there. Then what?
I have never heard of that.
Yeah, you should check it out.
It's here in Jacksonville?
Yeah, right in.
I don't know if I went
In Atlanta?
It's one right there at 5 Points.
Okay.
Yeah, that was kind of a different experience for me. That was kind of long.
A bad date. I've never been on a bad date.
It's something you ain't telling us.
I've never been on a bad date. I will say what I look for when you're taking me out on a date is that you've put thought into it. Don't ask me what I want to eat. Don't ask me where I want to go.
What?
I want you to plan it from top to bottom. And
You want a nigga to be a psychic.
no, it's not about being a psychic. It's just more about you taking me to places and experiencing things that you know that I like. It's more about like the paying attention piece of it. So
What about experiencing something new?
experiencing something new, yeah. I'm down. I'm game. And
Take it
even
to the
if I
spot.
don't like it, I'm appreciative of the fact that you tried. You
Take it
put
to the
thought
spot.
into it.
Take it to the spot, Teddy B.
Oh, I already took it to the spot.
We're talking about the float there.
What's your worst date?
My worst date? Never had a worst date.
Lie, you had a worst date before? Bad date?
It
That was your
wasn't-
question, right?
It wasn't
This is-
specifically a date. I guess we were just hanging out, and the guy just started talking about himself,
Mhm.
and he just all about himself. I was just like, okay, this is the first and the last. Like it just, it was a turn off. So we never go anywhere after that.
Okay.
She didn't want me to leave her car.
She didn't want you to leave her car.
Yes, I pretty much got held hostage, low key.
So like her car broke down and she
No.
like
No, I was like, yo, I gotta go, and she was like, you ain't going nowhere.
Oh,
Nigga, you ain't going nowhere.
That's Jeffrey Dahmer.
Like,
I'm
on
not
that
following.
demon-
I
she
need
was
you
on
to
that
paint the
demon
picture.
time.
I need you to paint the picture. Wait a minute.
We went out to the restaurant,
Okay.
and then, like I said, you know, just chilling in the car, just talking and whatnot. And then I was like, okay, I gotta leave because I got stuff I had to do. She was like, where you think you going? I gotta go home. And she was just like, nah, Because at first, the first red flag was, I told her, look, I'm gonna tell you no. She was like, oh, you gonna have a problem with me then. First sign. All right, cool.
How she look?
Man, she was a white girl.
oh, man.
I'm like, Jeffrey, open the goddamn door.
But
What was that movie with the teeth?
Yeah, get out.
Get out.
I gotta get out. But yes, that was the first case.
What happened? Was she attractive? Like what happened?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, she was attractive. I mean, we kind of both agreed that yeah, we would fuck each other, but whatever. But
Hold on. Y'all need to agree outside.
we agreed. He's like, you fuck me,
Agreed.
yeah.
So serious?
We both
So,
agree
we-
gonna fuck each other.
But
Sound like you was at the beach at that goddamn surfer club. We was like,
no,
He talking
it
about
was
surfer club.
no. We went to the Brazilian Texas house
Oh, you
Over in
talking about Rivers,
in St. John Sound Center. Yeah,
Texas Days, Brazil.
Y'all
yes.
spent about 100 in there, didn't y'all?
Let him finish
Yeah, I
his
spent about 100 on that
story.
bit, but
You spent about 100 in there. I know that now.
Finish your story, man. Okay, so she didn't want you to leave the car. Okay.
man, she wanted me to leave the car, and I just played the shit cool with it. But afterwards, man, we didn't do shit afterwards. I was like, I'm not doing this. Like,
So she turned you off?
yes.
Okay.
Man, mind you, like, man, when females be doing that joint, they usually be on some crazy shit
All right,
sometimes.
so hold on.
So I guess what my thing is what turns you like. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Mm.
Go ahead. You had a question.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's just boundaries. Like, if I gotta leave, I gotta go.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. Like,
So she was.
what turns you off for her, and then for her to say you ain't going nowhere? When you say you was about to leave, what turns you off when you say you was about to leave?
Oh, I had stuff I had to go ahead and.
You had to go and you was like, all right, we finna wrap this up. And she was like,
Yeah, like
So
I
it
was
had,
just,
like,
it was
no
nothing
need.
about her. It wasn't nothing that made me just like turn off with her. It was just like, I gotta go.
There was something more important that you had to do.
At the time, yeah, and like I was kind of busy with things. You was trying to do stuff as far as with other productive things, and I was like, look, I'm enjoying the time and everything. And usually I want to like kind of in that shit off, kind of like before things get dull, because you want to like still keep that type of vibe and stuff like that. Keep people wanting that shit more.
I wonder if he got in the car.
Hmm?
I wonder if he got in the car. That's what
He wanted it.
Nah,
Right.
nah.
What you mean?
I mean,
Why
but
would he get in the car?
yeah. Well, why did you get in the car?
Just sitting there just talking. Like, bro, I'm telling y'all, car.
What's hotboxing?
Like, no, we wasn't smoking nothing. Like, I'm telling you, like, I know we not like high school kids or anything like that anymore, but it's like, it's just something about y'all just in the car, just listening to shit, talking. It's just conversation. It's a vibe. It's a whole ass vibe and stuff like that. So I was feeling the vibe with it, but once I was just like I gotta go, and like she was kind of giving me like a couple of warning flags right there.
She wanted a nightcap.
Hmm?
She wanted a nightcap.
Yeah, maybe, but
But you had something more important to do.
Alright, so he had to go. That was his worst date. So he had
that was it's nothing crazy. It was just like.
You had no layers.
I'm trying to
You
get
had
deep
no
into
layers.
it. I'm trying to get deep into it. That's all.
He said he had to go, and she was like, "You ain't going nowhere," and turned him off.
Gosh,
That was the date.
That was it. I mean, everything was nice, but after that shit, I was just like, look, and look, she was okay. She was not all that. Like, you ain't. She wasn't
So
all
what
that.
happened? So he wants to go a little bit deeper. So, but what happened when she called you the next day? Did you?
I mean, she's
how did you break it off with her? Like,
It just, I pretty much things just kind of just gradually just stopped talking to her. Like, I just started going silent, and usually, and the thing is, like, she'll still be watching my Snapchat sometimes, and I mean, she was playing like 50 Cent in the car and whatnot. And like I sat here and I was just like, oh, that's a good song. What song is that? Whatever. And she like, she told me what the song was. And I was like, appreciate that. Thank you. And then ain't seen nothing much else. And then, I mean, she got a black boyfriend. And I was just, okay, cool.
She tried to be funny, bro. She played 50 Cent. Nobody listen to goddamn 50 Cent.
let's wrap this up.
You sure you didn't get her out of the surfer club?
No, I don't know where she came from, bro. Like, I just.
I told you she came from the Shim Sham.
Nah, the surfer. That's a surfer.
Listen. Alright, so let's wrap this up. I want to know from you guys. They say that cooking is a way to a man's heart. Do you guys believe that? And in your mind, what is the way to a woman's heart? Let's start with Matt, and then we'll come this way.
That is true. If she know how to cook, that's definitely a plus. Really is. I ain't gonna like fault her from it, because not everybody be knowing how to cook. It is what it is with it. But no, that's both definitely extra credit right there. Yeah, if she can cook, if she know how to clean, yeah, like she's gotta have either at least one of those two things. If she ain't got neither one of them, then But yeah, as far as with just a way to a woman's heart is just being genuine, because nowadays a lot of people be bullshitting, and because a lot of people be bullshitting, they be going through stuff, they don't take that much things serious. But generally there are those, sometimes you just might have just to read the woman out, but generally some of those, there are women that actually want to like be with that one dude. Like, I'm gonna just say all women do, but she just got to see you as that guy, whatever the case might be for it. She got to see you as that guy and continuously seeing you as that guy for it. So one of those things could be, you being genuine, and if that's something that she doesn't take for granted, then that's one way.
So then, what's the way to?
You see?
Okay. So you think cooking is a way to a man's heart? That's
Yeah.
Yes. And then what's your answer for? Do you think what is your answer for? What's the way to a woman's heart? In one word, what's your
Effort.
effort? Teddy B. Is cooking a way to a man's heart? And also, what's a way to a woman's heart?
So cooking is a way to a man's heart. A way. So that means it's multiple ways to a man's heart. But for me, cooking is just like one of say the same to women too.
Cooking?
Yeah, cause man, women might not say it, but if they get a man that know how to cook, I mean, they'll be surprised. They'll be like, damn, this nigga cook? Like, what the fuck? Like, bruh, that shit make.
You ever seen that video
That
when they
shit
be
make
like,
me
oh,
wet.
you hosting? They make you something to eat, you be forgetting what you mad at.
Like, yeah, bro, that turn women on. When a man know how to cook, that turn women on. Like, seriously.
So you think it's the same for men and women?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
But it's more than one way to a man or woman's heart.
So what's your main way? Because
Main way?
the thing has been cooking is a way to a man's heart. So you're saying there's multiple things to that?
Yeah, it's multiples of it.
What's your main thing?
Respect.
In one word, what's your
Respect
main thing?
is the most.
Respect. Okay.
Respect is the most.
Alright.
Because I am the head. You gotta respect the head. So I think that is the most. I mean, that is the highest the way to a man's heart. If you show a man respect, then I mean you got his heart. If you show him respect.
You say it's cooking.
Is cooking a way to a man's heart, and what is a way to a woman's heart?
Yeah, cooking, like they say, is a way. Depending on what you're cooking, because you can be killing a nigga hard too at the same time. I'm just saying. I mean, cooking is good, but you know, cooking the right shit is better. But yeah, it's a way because it's a feminine attribute. It's just, that's nourishment. So, of course, yeah, anything that shows that feminine aspect, if a man is a man, he'll appreciate that. The way to a woman's heart, god damn, I don't know. Been into their will or something?
Be what?
Been into their will or something?
Explain. Explain.
Alright, fuck that. I don't even go down that road.
No, explain.
I don't even want to go down that road though. Nah. What I said?
No, explain. Because it sounds controversial.
It is controversial.
Explain. Please explain. Elaborate.
The reason why I say that is because, like they said earlier, right? They got motherfucking standards, and we got expectations. So if somebody got standards, right? They set them bitches high. Higher than who you are at the time. So that means you got to motherfucking kind of bend and mold yourself into their will. So that could be a way to their heart. Just a theory out there.
And it sounds like manipulation.
Manipulation ain't always bad.
Okay. Okay.
What you think about that, Ashley? Hold up, wait till I finish. Okay. So the way to a woman's heart, shit. I don't know, cause they some complex beings, man, that I probably would never understand in totality. So I can't even answer that question. It's easy for a man because we simple as fuck. We kind of easy and simple. It's like we ain't that damn complex. But for a woman, it's very complex. So I really can't answer that shit because it's gonna vary. I can't get no general answer for that. So I'm gonna pass it.
Whatever woman you're dealing with.
Yeah, you have to bend to their wheels.
But no,
you gonna love me like this. You gonna love me like this. And the nigga gonna be like, damn, I really like her. Shit, I love her too. So let me do this. Now I gotta bend to her wheel. That's bending to the wheel.
Okay, so it's okay. Pleasing the woman that you're with is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you going to please somebody.
But what if that?
Yeah.
What
I'm
if?
please her.
So,
Yeah,
but what
I'm
if it's something that you're just like, nah, like that ain't me.
But niggas don't be
But
tripping.
you really like this woman.
But
like,
that's what I'm
does that
saying.
look
Niggas
like?
don't, men don't really trip off that shit like y'all would though. Like a nigga would be like, this is what I always say. Look, a nigga could be in his Lamborghini and see a woman at the bus stop and fuck with her. He'll upgrade her. You feel what I'm saying? A woman, most likely, she got a Lamborghini. She looking past that nigga at the bus stop. It's kind of different for us. Like we'll be like, alright, cuz we'll take some shit. We'll take some shit in that capacity. Y'all ain't really fucking with that shit like that though.
But I think women upgrade men in a different way. Like, so that I don't think it's the physical that you're talking about.
But in order to do, you gotta bend to her will though.
I think it's
the price of admission is bending to her will.
Okay. Law, what's your take on that?
No, hold on. No, go ahead, I'm just fucking with you. She said, okay, you're right. Yeah, I know. The price of admission is bending to their will. Go ahead.
Do I believe that the way to a man's heart is feeding him or cooking for him? I think that just sums down to nurturing him. So making him feel like, okay, you care about me. So you're nurturing me. It doesn't have to specifically be a meal that you cook. It could be your auntie cooked something. You decide to go fix his plate. There, I got you. Or whatever the case may be. Or, did you eat today? That type of thing. It's the care behind
like
it.
that.
I think, did you eat today?
Get your brother.
I'm just teasing. But, it's just the nurturing aspect behind it. I think people took the whole cooking thing to a whole nother level and made it that aspect. But it's not. It's just a simple thing. Like, she cares for me. Like, I provide for her, she cares for me. This and that and third. So, as far as, what's the
way to a woman's heart?
Okay, so me being a woman myself, I can only speak on my behalf. You have to put me in a space to where I feel like I'm safe, like I can be me, and I can put my cape down because I'm usually just me and my child, so I have to be all these things. I don't have to be all those things because when I'm with you, I'm good. Like, I know you got me, my back. Now, we're forced together, that type of thing, but I know you're protecting me, like you're making my life easier and not harder, that sort of sense. Now, everything is not solely dependent upon him because I'm more of an interdependent type of person, but this makes me feel more in tune with my feminine side. Like I can just kind of be at ease when I'm with him.
I think that's the beauty about women. Like I feel like women are comfortable tapping into the feminine side and the masculine side, whereas men are more comfortable in their masculinity. And so I think women
I got a statement.
But wait, I think women do look for men that can make them, or appreciate, let me put it that way, appreciate men that can allow them to be more in their feminine. Me personally, I agree with that. Go ahead, Jesus.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I think we should start slapping the masculine women upside the head. Cause I swear to God, if you go around this bitch acting feminine, they gonna call you a bitch ass nigga, and that's what it's gonna be, right? So when y'all going around this bitch acting like niggas, I'm gonna punch you in your chest, I'm gonna slap your side of your fucking head too. I'm kicking your ass too. With all the shit we do to
But
niggas.
I think that women that operate,
For real, cuz we want to make feminine again, goddamn. We don't
I
want
think
no hard ass
it's
women.
a survival mode. So some women have been conditioned to be more masculine because of their environment.
All right, so what about them niggas that be acting feminine? What you got to say about that?
And their environment.
Dress it up.
It's
You gonna dress it up?
environmental.
Nah, we don't want to dress up. We want accountability. We want accountability.
But it's environment. So
We don't
women
fuck with bitch
raised
ass
by
niggas.
women,
We ain't fuck with no masculine ass motherfucking female.
Just an example of what I was speaking of as far as, getting to a woman's heart. Speaking of myself, you're a guy. You can be tough with everybody else. I know you're a badass. I know you rough, or whatever the case may be. When you're dealing with me, you're gentle. You're caring. You don't have to be that because you care about me. Like, you know that I'm a delicate, feminine flower. Yeah, but when you're dealing with everybody else,
put on that outfit.
yeah. But you don't have to be that with me.
Yeah.
Like,
Bend the knee.
no, not even that. It's
Nah, I
just
ain't
like
talking about you. I'm just
you
saying.
care enough to be. It's just like how do you go treat your mom, or how do you treat your little sister? You're rough with everybody else, but with them, because you love them, you're a little bit more delicate. You see my emotions, you see my delicacy, and you don't trample upon it. That's the thing. Like, that's a respect. Like, you're a man, and you can be harsh, but with me, you choose to be delicate. That's a way of showing love to me. Tell me.
I'm fucking with it. I mean, that made some sense.
Okay. Well, I think that wraps up this week's episode.
Smack him upside the head. Kick him in that.
Yeah. Gotta look up, see us, nigga, no pill. Cool clouds, fire proposition.
Skybox view, I'm a young Jerry Jones, getting money, getting stoned, putting my niggas on, making sure our business on the top where we belong.